Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, today what I wanted to do is I want to talk about something very interesting today. So today's discussion, or today's video, whatever you want to call it, is about why I want to be an herbalist. So I have been wanting to learn about herbs for a while. This started, I think, probably um, 6 or 7 years ago when I wanted to take a class in aromatherapy. It just so happened at the time that I didn't work a job. I didn't work a job where I was able to afford it, so I never got to take the aromatherapy class that I wanted to take. Um, but that's okay because I now know that I can still have a career in herbalism. So, and aromatherapy if I want to. So, um, herbalism is pretty much what people would call alternative medicine or natural healing, natural medicine, um, herbal medicine, and stuff like that. And basically, this is not the textbook definition or anybody else's. It's just mine right now. So herbalism is pretty much where um, you use plants as medicine. That's what I consider herbal medicine to be. And these could be plants that are in your backyard. These could be plants that are from a farm. These could be plants from another country, your specific region, wherever you are. A lot of times, if you want to, you can look it up and find out that there are herbs in your specific area that are native to your specific area. There may be some herbs that are grown in your area that are not from there, but that's okay. Um, Something that I think is interesting is that plants can heal you, and that's really cool in my particular, point of view that I really like. I'm not an herbalist yet, um, but I am learning about the foundations of herbalism. So I'm learning about herbs. I'm learning about nutrition. I'm learning about anatomy. I'm learning about aromatherapy, and I think that's really cool, I'm only on anatomy right now, but I'm going to be learning about other things as time goes on. But parts of my research about anatomy does talk about nutrition. It does talk about herbs and stuff like that. So right now, I'm focusing on the body, but even though I'm on the body, it still reflects on those things. But my approach to herbalism is going to basically be that I'm going to look at different things. So um, right now, I'm focused on the body because that's like one of the first places you want to start. Then I'm going to move on to herbs in particular, where I spend time on that. Then I'll move to nutrition after that. And I can always, do go in the order of human body first with anatomy. Then I can do nutrition. Then I can do herbs if I want to do that. But, it's interchangeable how you guys can start. I started with the human body because I feel that I can stand to learn about the human body and get to know it, first before I start making herbal remedies and stuff like that, you know. So I start with the human body first, and I'm also taking advice from an herbalist. There's a black girl, she's on YouTube, African American girl, and she talked about how she got her start in herbalism and things like that. If you're interested in knowing about that video, I'm happy to pass that along, but you guys have to comment first to let me know, and then I'll tell you how you can find her video. I was interested in getting a straightforward approach to how to get started in herbalism and things like that. And I found out something interesting, which is that you don't have to be certified to be an herbalist. There are some people who are certified herbalists, and there's people who are not certified herbalists, but that's okay. You don't have to be certified to be an herbalist, which is awesome. Because if I want to really get into something like herbalism, I want to be able to do something where I can call myself this particular thing and I can take my time learning about it and then call myself an herbalist. Now, one thing I am going to do is I am going to be involved in programs at some point for herbalism so I can gain that real life exposure in that type of program and things. I'm also going to be reading a lot of books about herbs in particular, how to make tinctures, salves, how to make teas, how to make capsules with herbs and stuff. So I'm going to be learning tons of stuff, you know, and I feel like it's a very natural approach to read books about, you know, the different topics I discussed: herbalism, nutrition, anatomy, and aromatherapy. I think that is good to learn from books because you can buy books a lot cheaper than you can go and buy, let's say, an herbalism course. In my local area, there's a course that's like $1,200 or $1,200, and that's a lot of money. There's another program I was looking at that was $500, but I kind of did some research into that particular course, and right now I don't think I'm going to be getting into that. I think what I want to do is start with the foundations. Right now, my first foundation is going to be it's going to be anatomy. That's going to be the first thing. The reason why you want to know um, herbalism, anatomy, nutrition, um, and aromatherapy. The reason why you want to know all these things is because when let's talk about you and me. When you get a client who's going to come to you, this is going to be somebody who needs your advice, and they may need a type of medicine from you. And this medicine can come in the form of a tea, a tincture, a salve. I think you can like a hot or cold patch, like some type of patch to put on them. And you're going to need to know things like anatomy. Okay, you're going to need to know herbalism, about herbs, how these herbs are going to interact with somebody's body. Okay, so anatomy, herbs, and then nutrition. Those are the main three. The reason why I add aromatherapy is because a essential oil may be something that can benefit somebody, that they can rub on their skin, or they can rub on their forehead, on their hair, or wherever part of the body that they need to apply it to. I'm aware that essential oils can be really, really strong. So if I'm going to be somebody where I'm going to recommend to a client of mine that they can use this, I'm of course going to make sure it's safe for their body, safe for their diet, safe for their environment. That's something that I'm going to do. Um, I'm really glad that I can learn from different books about these topics. And yes, it's going to take time. Something like being an herbalist is going to take time. I mean, some people can say, they maybe want to be an overnight herbalist where they just start making stuff, with herbs. I'm not that type of person. What I want to do is start with the foundation, okay? For example, like with a car, all right? A foundation for how you learn to drive a car is you're going to have to know the traffic rules, okay? You're going to have to know that a red light in the United States anyway, United States sense, red light means stop, okay? And then green light means go, okay? It means you can move forward, you can progress. Different signs are going to mean stuff, You can't just jump in a car and start driving, you know what I mean? Another foundation to driving is going to be you're going to need to know the different parts of the car. You're going to need to know what's the steering wheel. You're going to need to know what's an accelerator, what's the brake, what's the emergency or the handbrake. What are the doors? What are the windows? What's the hood? Because you need to know where that is. Because if something happens with your car and it breaks down, somebody's going to have to open the hood to try to look in and see what's going on. And that's where a mechanic's going to have to. They can diagnose your car from either using that or a scan tool. Either one. But I'm not a mechanic, so I can't get all into that. If you want to know a lot about, mechanic stuff and fixing your car, you can check out the Scotty Kilmer channel. I'm not affiliated with him or anything, but I think his car videos are awesome. So cool thing for you to look into and check out. But The car example is just so that you know that before you can drive a car, there's a foundation. When I first started driving a car, before I started driving the car, mind you, sorry, let's go back. Before I started driving the car, you know, I got that driver's book. I read the whole thing, which helped me pass the written part of the driving test. Okay. But also, I had family members who helped me learn how to drive, and everybody had a different part of how they did that. But them identifying stuff to me helped me to pass the driving portion of the test, even though it took me like 3 times. There's a foundation to stuff, and it's good to have the foundation first before you go and try to start driving. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing you can do is not listen to anybody, any type of information, and then jump in to try and drive a car because you'll get stopped by a police officer. Except, like, I don't know about other places in the world, but I do know about the United States. You will get stopped if you're speeding. You'll get stopped if you look suspicious. You know what I mean? So it's good to have that foundation because if you get stopped and get arrested, you could lose your car, lose your license, your life. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because you can get in an accident with somebody and that can hurt you or hurt them or both of you guys. You know what I mean? So it's good to have a foundation. With herbalism, like I said, I'm starting with a foundation, which is going to be anatomy, nutrition, and herbs. That's going to be the three. I added aromatherapy because a lot of people associate aromatherapy with healing. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I'm going to be using it for. And I'm also going to be using aromatherapy because a lot of herbalists don't use aromatherapy. A lot of them don't do that. I will be one that does because I want to give that extra benefit of the essential oils. Okay. I'm not going to be a fly by night herbalist where tomorrow morning I'm going to be over talking about stuff and like tomorrow I'm not going to be, getting clients. You know what I'm saying? In the future, down the road, maybe in a year, I'll probably be getting clients. But right now, I want to take time to learn the foundation. Okay. Another reason I'm interested in being an herbalist is because, I'm interested in being able to help people with natural types of healing. Okay. Not everybody can take, cold medicine to get rid of a cold, and I've learned that from a local herbalist shop in my city. I've learned that natural healing can help because my fiance had a situation where he had a respiratory infection. I think it was an upper respiratory infection, and we tried to get cold medicine to try to knock that out, or cold syrup to knock it out, and it didn't work. So I ended up going down the street to the herbalist that was next to us, got him some eucalyptus syrup from them, that's made from herbs, and like I'm gonna tell you, my fiance took it the next day and then the next day and the day after that. So starting the next morning, you know, and he started getting better. In like 2 days, he was better. The infection was gone. You know, disappeared from him. So, and he was healthier faster. His families tried the same eucalyptus syrup made by herbs. They were healthy in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the house was healed through herbal medicine. Even though they're taking medicines for other stuff, they still were able to get healing from them. You know, another reason I want to be an herbalist is because my fiance was playing this game, The Witcher, and there's this guy on the game. I think he has gray hair, but he's able to identify a ton. This guy knows herbs. He knows like animals and stuff is supposed to be in like the vicinity of where he is or is going and stuff. Like I was just so impressed about how this guy was able to call this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what kind of got me interested in wanting to be an herbalist. Plus when I was a kid too, that there's a portion with that. But I do have to go, guys. But I may make a part two to why I want to be an herbalist. But thank you for watching. Bye bye. And this means good luck in the United States.